Hello everyone, welcome to Tea with Sparxsys. In this session, in this podcast, in this video, let us go through some of the recent updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. Now this week, I have few interesting things to share, and if you are in any way involved with Jira or any other Atlassian tool, I'm sure these updates, these new features maybe might help you. And by the way, I make these videos weekly. So every week, Monday morning, you will find this update video along with a blog post, which you will find in the description. And of course, it goes to the podcast as well. So let us go through these updates. The first update is actually interesting. This is about the Atlassian command line interface. Now, having some kind of interface, a CLI-based interface, I think is always great. You can interact with Jira, you can interact with Confluence and other Atlassian tools using REST API, and you can always write your own scripts. But if you have this CLI library or a tool that you can use straight away, then it is always great. And in the past, we have used similar tools. All the old Jira admins would know about about those libraries or scripts. But now I believe we'll have something official from Atlassian, and I think they are calling it as Atlassian command line interface. That means that this will be not just for Jira. I guess it will also be for other Atlassian tools. And this is not really available yet. So if you are interested in trying it out, just go and sign up for the open beta. And I think eventually it will become available for everyone. So I would highly recommend you to go and sign up for this. I have already signed up, but I don't really think I have received anything yet from Atlassian. Hopefully soon, and then I will give it a try, and I will of course make proper videos around it. But if you are learning or trying to interact with Jira using REST API, then I do have plenty of videos. So if you go to ravisagar.in/videos, or you can actually go to the courses, and you will find a course called Mastering Jira REST API. And here I have covered a lot of examples, a lot of use cases where I have shown you with example how to create an issue, how to edit an issue, how to do other things with an issue, right? So this is also applicable if you are trying to learn Script Runner for Jira on cloud, because Script Runner for Jira on cloud also uses REST API. So there is a separate course on my channel, or you can go to my website ravisagar.in. So just wanted to add and plug in my content if you are trying to learn REST API. And even if you are using command line interface, the Atlassian command line interface, it will be using REST API. Okay, moving on. The next update from Atlassian is about the help center. It is not really a new recent update. It was from last month, but I was waiting for this update, and I was hoping to try it out as well. But it is actually a very useful update. The thing is, when it comes to Jira Service Management of course comes with a portal, and I have a lot of experience, plenty of experience working with the Jira Service Management, deploying Jira Service Management. I should say Jira Service Desk, because that is what it used to be called for clients. And one of the key requirement was of course portal, because portal is the highlight, and of course you have SLAs. By the way, I worked with a company called Valentis. They were the original company. I mean, that company actually built a plugin called Vertigo SLA that was acquired by Atlassian, and it became the SLA. The service or the portal was also some plugin, and Atlassian basically made JSD where it was a portal along with queues and SLAs. Now, the portal itself is a place where people will go and they will raise a ticket, right? But at the same time, there is something called the help center. Help center is nothing but a collection of different tiles, and these tiles are nothing but those projects or separate portals. You have multiple portals, and one portal is mapped to one project. And I'm sure by now you have realized that I'm so excited when I talk about Jira Service Management, because I have done a lot of implementations of JSD or Jira Service Management. Now the thing is, portal and help center was never really customizable. It was, I mean, you can add a banner or announcement, but that is it. It was never really possible to make your portal look like a website, like a proper website, and do like proper branding. And we used to use those plugins called Refine Theme and a few other things. So when we used to sell Jira Service Management, we used to sell it as a package. Like, okay, you can buy these 3 plugins that will improve or basically solve different use cases. And Refine Theme was actually one of those plugins. Now, the update is the portal, or I should say the help center, not the portal. Maybe it is also applicable for the portal, but definitely for the help center, you can customize it. And you can actually see here that you can, of course, add a logo, add a banner, and also change the colors. And I hope that this will not stop here, because eventually you want your help center or your portal to be highly customizable, not really little bit customizable, right? Because you want to ensure that any company who's using this JSM portal, they may want to brand it properly, like totally in line with their company website, or to follow their marketing strategy. I don't know, because you want your support portal also to look like or to not look different from your main website, right? So I thought I'll probably share this, and also looking forward for more updates on this. The next update is about anonymous access for your spaces. Now this update is there where you can go to your space and you can enable, or you can basically, in your Confluence instance, you can actually enable this anonymous user access, and this will basically make your spaces accessible to anyone on the internet. And I believe this may be desirable, maybe in case you want to use Confluence for your documentation, and you want maybe you have a portal and some of the spaces you want to be publicly accessible, so you can do that. I think this is interesting, and I will also properly evaluate it and try to figure out the impact or the problems that it may cause, because this could be dangerous. As you can see here, there is a okay. First of all, Atlassian has written about the situations. In what situations would anonymous access be useful? So they are saying that if you want to share something externally with a lot of content with non-specific people, basically anyone on the internet, and you have, let us say, a public roadmap that you want to show to everyone. Maybe you have a knowledge base or support documentation, right? So this is of course something very obvious. An anonymous user is someone who is basically anyone on the internet, and it could be anyone who is not a member, like a licensed member, and they are also like licensed users of your Confluence, but they are probably not logged in. So basically it is like having a website, or some of the pages could be available for anyone. Now there is a global permission where you can enable this, and I believe this can also be enabled for a particular space, which I need to try. So you can see here that it says here that you can pick and choose which spaces to make public and which to keep secure. But I think there should also be a way to do it within a page, or not, maybe not. So it says if anonymous users are granted access to the space, they will have access to all the content within the space, which is obvious. But to restrict them from a page, you can either change its page permissions or hide it from the page tree. Okay, so that makes sense. So basically, the moment you make a space anonymous, it will be accessible for anyone to view. But you can hide certain pages within that space. So this could be, problematic in case you don't do it properly. So I would say that only do this for those spaces where you are sure that you want to share it with public. And I still don't feel right about it, because you may have certain, maybe you have some private or confidential information that you want to keep on the same Confluence, but at the same time you want to have some spaces with public access. So I think this has to be done carefully. But I think it is good to have this feature, and we'll come to know, and hopefully we can refine it further. And there should be a way to monitor or review the permissions of all these spaces in one go. Confluence spaces and the overall configuration in Confluence is not really like Jira, where you have schemes. You have to go to spaces and then change it, which is annoying. But Confluence is a different tool, right? It is not Jira. Anyways, okay, moving on to the next update. The next update is about team. Now, in the past, I've covered this many times, that the teams option that we have in Jira was not massively useful. But I think Atlassian is probably watching my videos, and they are improving it. So the thing is that teams will be integrated, and I guess it is already integrated with the Confluence. So what you can do is, I'm just reading this, but by reading this, I was able to figure out what it will look like. So Atlassian has this thing called system of work, which I'm not really sure. I think I didn't talk about it in the past, and I believe they will let the users create a team. And the moment you create a team, you can say, okay, this team is working on this project, and this is their space. Now, this I believe could be useful, and when you have a team, because this is actually a bit confusing, and my clients actually ask me this question a lot. Ravi, we have this team option, but it is not really doing anything. And till now, I never really encouraged them to use teams, because it was not really of great use. But the name itself suggests that, okay, you are creating a team. But the problem in Jira is, or Confluence is, first of all, Jira and Confluence are two different tools, right? I know you can integrate them, but there was never really like a proper tight integration. Now Atlassian is doing it, so you can view your Confluence spaces from within Jira, and you can do your things in Jira from Confluence, and of course we have whiteboards. So I think things are now getting combined. And the problem in Jira, or not a problem, but the way fundamentally Jira works is, you have the concept of project, and then you have group of users, and then you have roles which are global, and then you go to a particular project and you create your roles. Now the thing is, with the concept of teams, we need to figure out where this will fit in all of this. Now, will team work? How will team work with a group or a role or permissions, right? And of course, when you create teams in plans, that is also, that is also not really clear how it will work. So far, I think what Atlassian is trying to do is they're trying to unify everything. So when you create a team, you can then associate projects and Confluence spaces with it. But I think someone should probably sit on a blank sheet of paper, like a drawing board, and then think about it, like how you want all of these things to work together, right? And yeah, I thought I'll probably share this. But good thing is that Atlassian is doing something about it. So when you have this team option here, you can basically specify where they want to work, what are their goals, what are their projects, who all is a member. And I did create a team, by the way. I remember creating a team, but I was never really able to use it properly. But I'll take a look, and I also encourage you to take a look and try it out. Good. So this is good. So the next update is about the upcoming event, not really an update, but this event is happening, I believe, in a couple of days. It's a virtual event, and this event is about, I believe, automated process templates triggered from Jira Service Management. So this is something that we do quite a lot. Basically, we use JSM, of course, and when you're using JSM, you can have processes like onboarding or offboarding, and this can be done, of course, using automation rules. You can also, if you're on data center, you can do anyways a lot of wonderful things using script enough, but even using automation rules, you can do quite a lot. And recently, if you remember, I showed you, I think in one of the video, like how to create repeatable task, which is like a new thing from Atlassian. It's nothing but creating a rule, but the users, end users can do it straight away very easily if you want to give them permission. So there is a video about it. So if you go to my channel ravisagar.in, or if you go to my website ravisagar.in, just look at this. I think there should be a video somewhere, I believe. Where is it? Or maybe I have not added it on the website, but if you go to Ravi Sagar channel, let me just do that right now, because I remember making that video. In that video, I talked about that repeatable task. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's still okay. Script runner. Okay, no, not here, not here, not here. Oh, okay. Maybe I made. It was not really a video. It was basically in one of the update. It was basically the Atlassian update video. But I think I need to make a proper video on that topic. But I did show it very briefly. But you can attend this event on 29th of April, and you can learn more about how this works. I think they are going to talk about that feature, but I think when you attend an event, you may learn something new. So consider joining this event. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is the new Jira UI. I know I'm talking about it multiple times, but the thing is that I made this video where I talked about the new Jira UI, which is causing problems, and what you can do about it. Unfortunately, this UI is going to be there for you to use and your users, so you have to live with it. But I think you can plan communication. You can tell your users a bit more in advance, and also a little bit of training maybe here and there. Okay, because earlier it was like a menu on top, now it is on the left hand side. It is now a bit different. Things are also different for Jira admins, because when I worked on the new Jira UI, I was struggling a bit to find the project settings to modify something, and I was not able to. So it's all there, but it's not like straight away obvious for existing users. So you have to spend some time. But this is actually causing problems, because my end users, they are a bit annoyed. And I know it's just a matter of time. After a few months, they will be okay. The last thing that I want to talk about is the blog that we wrote about hiding a transition in Jira workflows. And I get this question quite a lot, like, Ravi, how do we hide a transition? How do we restrict a transition? Now in Jira, we have this concept of validators and conditions. And I think there is plenty of information online about this. But somehow people are, especially new Jira admins, they are not always sure about whether to use a validator or a condition. And more than that, I think when it comes to workflows, of course, Jira is like a workflow engine. Everything is around workflows. You do and you drive things, your processes, by creating and customizing your workflows in Jira. Now the thing is that when you have workflows, you may want to have few things where maybe you, based on some condition, maybe based on some actions, you only want the user to take a certain path. Now, if you look at the workflow itself, you cannot on the fly dynamically visually hide a transition or have multiple workflows. This is something that many people want to do. Let us say you want your users to follow a process, but that process would be different from from another process based on the request type. If you're talking about, let us say, your Jira service management, or if you're talking about some field that they are filling in. So in Jira, what you can do is you can have like a big workflow, and you can define conditions and use validators basically to enforce a path. So based on user actions, based on what they fill, what information they provide you, you can direct them either take path 1 or path 2 or path 3. But you basically are working with the same big diagram, state diagram, or big workflow. So the path that you want your user to take can be based on conditions, and you can use validators to enforce capturing the information. But you can't really have multiple workflows, right, on the fly for the same issue type, which could be maybe a new feature. I mean, maybe I'll maybe if someone in Atlassian is watching this, think about it. This could be interesting use case, right? But I know it is not always simple, because we are going to change fundamentally how Jira issues or work items work. But yeah, I made a video on this topic, and Vinod also wrote this blog post where you can learn a bit more about this in detail. Okay, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video, in this podcast, in this session. I hope you found this session interesting, and you also learned something new. Thank you very much.